Welcome to my Life in Progress 25 Years and Counting. My name is Jeantel Beltran and I was born on February 20, 2000. For the past 25 years, life has been a journey of growth, discovery, and connection. As I look back, it's clear that every experience and every moment has played a part in shaping who I am today. Through the stages of development that Erik Erikson and Jean Piaget described, you'll see not just milestones, but a story unfolding. Now, let's get started. According to Erikson, our first year of life is when we face our very first challenge, trust versus mistrust. It's when we learn without even knowing it whether the world is safe, loving, and dependable. At the same time, Piaget described this stage as the beginning of the sensory motor stage, where babies start connecting to the world through senses and movement. Looking back at my baby pictures, one thing is clear. I was always being carried by someone, wrapped in the arms of family, hugged close, and protected. In every photo, I wasn't just being held physically, I was being surrounded by love and safety. Those early months laid the foundation for trust, the deep, quiet belief that when I needed something, someone would be there. As I grew, small milestones marked my first steps into the world. I could lift my head and lie on my tummy, like in the photo of me dressed up in a tiny pumpkin costume, smiling at the newness around me. I learned to reach for familiar faces, laugh at silly sounds, and grasp onto toys with tiny eager hands. Each coo, gaze, and little push-up on my arms was a way of saying, I'm here and I'm ready to learn. Through every cuddle, giggle, and every safe place I found in someone's arms, trust was being built, one tiny moment at a time. As I grew into a toddler, Erikson's stage of autonomy versus shame and doubt became central. It was a time for me to learn independence without any fear of failure. These early years brimmed with new emotions, such as happiness, stubbornness, sassiness, and even frustration. I was beginning to walk and stand on my own, follow simple instructions, and feed myself. As you can see, I'm proudly gripping a chicken wing as if it were my greatest accomplishment. In Piaget's world, I was also entering the early pre-operational stage, where actions began to carry meaning and I started to understand the power of choice. Each determined step and every moment of stubborn resolve reinforced my belief that I could shape my own world. As I moved beyond toddlerhood and into early childhood, Erikson's stage of initiative versus guilt began to take shape in my life. Every day was an opportunity to explore, to imagine, and to lead. Whether it was organizing pretend adventures with my siblings, creating elaborate make-believe games, or proudly helping with small tasks around the house. I learned the joy of making decisions and setting plans into motion, discovering early on that taking initiative wasn't about being perfect. It was about having the courage to try. In Piaget's pre-operational stage, my mind was busy, weaving stories, asking endless questions, and building connections between ideas. Those playful, curious years taught me not only how to dream, but also how to turn imagination into action, a foundation that would carry me into the challenges and opportunities of later childhood. Between the ages of 6 and 11, Erikson's stage of industry versus inferiority came to life. At home, I embraced new responsibilities as the oldest of 4, helping my mom care for my younger siblings and learning the importance of being dependable. At school, I threw myself into the activities that filled playgrounds and classrooms, learning to jump rope, trading and playing pogs, and practicing kungis, all eager attempts to be part of the vibrant world other kids were creating. Academically, I was placed in advanced reading and math classes, which sometimes had me attending lessons with the next grade level. It was also during this time that I was selected for the GATE program, where I thrived in arts and crafts projects and earned a coveted spot in a limited specialized art class. Each new skill I mastered, whether creative or academic, strengthened my growing sense of competence and achievement. In Piaget's concrete operational stage, my thinking became more logical and structured. I understood cause and effect more clearly and recognized how effort and practice could turn small goals into tangible success. Yet as I neared my preteen years, a subtle shift occurred. I began to feel more self-conscious, often shying away from the camera, quietly navigating the new complexities of growing up. Entering middle school was like stepping into a new version of myself. It was a season of change. As Erikson described in his stage of identity versus role confusion, It was a time when the search for who I was began to take deeper root in my life. I was drawn to extracurricular activities, joining Wave Club, band, and the National Junior Honor Society. I also stepped into leadership roles such as secretary and vice president for my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade years. A spark of ambition lit up when I placed 12 overall in my 6th grade quad. This was a small but powerful moment that fueled a determined climb to top 3 in 7th grade and top 4 in 8th. In Piaget's formal operational stage, my thinking shifted from the concrete to the abstract. I was no longer just completing tasks, but wondering who I was becoming and what kind of future I could create. Friendships deepened into lifelines, offering a sense of belonging that sometimes felt stronger than the pull of home. School became more than a place of learning. It became my second home, a space where I could dream, grow, and be seen. And somewhere between late afternoon practices and whispered conversations in hallways, I found a lifelong love for reading, a gift sparked by a teacher who showed me that within the pages of a story, there were infinite worlds waiting to be explored and perhaps a mirror reflecting pieces of myself. As I moved into high school, that growing sense of identity demanded even more from me. The quiet drive that first lit up in middle school grew louder, pushing me toward tougher challenges, enrolling in honors and AP courses, stretching my limits, and stepping into even bigger leadership roles. I became president of the Future Educators Association, the Principal Leadership Society, the National Honor Society, and the Advanced Placement Club. I also served as secretary for my freshman class council. Courses like Japanese 3 Honors tested my focus, while organizing major events like the Junior Senatorial Hearing tested my leadership and resilience. Beyond academics, high school widened my world even further. I met new people, heard new perspectives, and realized that identity wasn't built by achievements alone. It was shaped by every experience, every conversation, and every risk I dared to take. When I graduated top 5 of my class and earned a merit scholarship to the University of Guam, it wasn't just a milestone for me, it was a reflection of everything I had poured into becoming myself. After high school, the journey continued into early adulthood, the stage Erickson described as choosing connection over isolation. I renewed my merit scholarship year after year, staying grounded in both my dreams and my purpose. I joined the Blue Keys Honor Society and the American Medical Student Association, connecting with others who shared my passion for medicine. College opened incredible doors for me. I became a SHPEP scholar at the David Jeffin School of Medicine at UCLA. I entered at GRMC as a Shine intern. I also conducted research at the University of Hawaii Cancer Center through the CREATE program. I worked with the Fetan Manhoban project at the University of Guam, spent time as a lab technician and phlebotomist at GRMC, and now I'm a clinical research associate at FHP Cancer Center, supporting clinical trials and the future of patient care. Through it all, I stayed true to my love of learning and graduated magna cum laude, a proud reminder of what perseverance can achieve. But growth isn't just measured by academic and professional success. It's found in the relationships you nurture along the way. The friendships I built in high school grew deeper, weathering time and distance. Family ties became stronger, evolving from being cared for to caring for each other in return. Early adulthood also became a time of exploration, stepping outside Guam, traveling to new places, challenging my comfort zones, and realizing that the world is so much bigger, so much richer, and so much more beautiful than I had ever imagined. And amid all of this growth, love found a lasting home in my life. What began as a quiet connection during my teenage years blossomed into a steady, enduring partnership, one built on trust, understanding, and the shared dreams we nurtured side by side. I have been with my person for almost 6 years now, growing through every season of life together. This June, we will be getting married, a celebration not just of the love we share today, but of all the moments, small and great, that brought us here. In him, I have found not only a partner, but a witness to my journey, someone who embraces every version of who I am and who I am still becoming. When I look back, I see more than a series of accomplishments. I see the moments, choices, and relationships that shaped me. Through lessons in trust, independence, creativity, perseverance, identity, and love, I didn't just grow older. I grew into myself. And even now, 25 years later, my story is still unfolding, one chapter at a time.